North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un won't step back. And neither will the US and the South with their military drills. On Monday morning, a statement from Pyongyang pretty much spelled it out. The North will continue to correspond with all the anti-DPRK war drills of the enemy with a sustained, resolute and overwhelming practical military measure. The more persistently the enemy's provocative military moves continue, the more thoroughly and mercilessly the KPA will counter them. The statement also said the North's recent ballistic missile tests were a clear answer to Washington and Seoul, calling them corresponding military operations. The latest from Kim is part of an offensive over the last week and more. 4 ballistic missiles were fired on Saturday, days after the US and South Korea concluded their biggest ever Air Force drills. Hundreds of US and South Korea warplanes, including powerful B-1B heavy bombers, participated in the Vigilant Storm exercises last week. In the first time B-1Bs have flown to the Korean peninsula since December 2017.
We just finished an exercise with ROK. In a few days, we're going to start probably one of the largest exercises here with Japan forces, and there's nothing that can ever replace preparation because it has its own level of deterrence. And we're making that trilateral and bilateral exercises regular, routine, responsible, and it's resolute. And they've all taken notice.
In this backdrop, Japan hosted its first international fleet review in 7 years on Sunday, with ships from 12 other nations in a show of unity. A North Korean missile had flown over Japan last week. A naval parade in Sagami Bay near Tokyo involved 38 vessels, 18 from friendly countries such as the United States, South Korea, Britain, Australia, Singapore, India and Thailand. At the review, Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who visited aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan, said his country urgently needs to strengthen its military capabilities as security risks increase.
The security environment in the East and South China Seas, especially around Japan, is increasingly become more severe. We will accelerate realistic deliberations on what is necessary to protect the public without rejecting all options. In particular for Japan, which is surrounded by the sea, maritime defense capabilities have a major impact on Japan's strategic environment. There is no time to wait to increase the number of naval vessels, enhance missile response capabilities, and improve the treatment of self-defense forces personnel.
Japan plans to double its military budget in the next 5 to 10 years to about 2% of its GDP, citing a NATO standard amid threats from North Korea and China's growing assertiveness. Kishida's government is currently working on a revision to its national security strategy and mid to long-term defense policies, and is considering allowing the use of preemptive strike capability. The possibility marks a major shift to Japan's self-defense only post-war principle.
In order to protect the people and ensure peace and stability in the region, it is fundamental to pursue the establishment of a stable international order through dialogue rather than confrontation. At the same time, however, we must prepare for the emergence of those who do not follow the rules and trample on the peace and security of other countries using force or threat of force.
Signaling the emergence of the East Asia region heating up to its most volatile in recent decades.